Post title: Top 11 Most Common Job Interview Mistakes That You Should Try to Avoid. In this tutorial we will discuss top 11 most common mistakes that are made by those candidates who fail at their job interviews. So if you have a job interview coming up for any role whatsoever, make sure you stay tuned, because not only will you learn those top 11 mistakes, you will also learn how to avoid them. Just very quickly before we proceed, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now, because I want to help you to pass your interviews and I can only do so if you are subscribed, and please make sure you hit the like button because that motivates me to share more content for you. Thanks. Top 11 Most Common Mistakes by Candidates Who Fail Their Job Interview. So let's get straight into those top 11 most common job interview mistakes that you should try to avoid. Number 1. Candidates turn up late or just in time. Now, if you arrive at the interview venue at least 20 minutes before the scheduled interview's start time, this gives you time to compose yourself. It gives you time to read over the job description and your resume before you go into the interview. If you have an interview online, I will advise you to log on to the platform at least 10 minutes before the interview is due to start. This shows that you are prepared. Compose yourself by reading the job description and by getting yourself composed for the interview. Number 2. Not dressing professionally for your interview. So it does not matter whether you are attending a face-to-face interview or an interview online. Please make sure that you dress professionally for the interview, because how you dress says a lot about you as a professional and what you think about their organization. Number 3. Not being able to recite your resume or your CV during the interview. Now, there is a strong possibility that the interviewer will say to you, "Walk me through your resume" or "Walk me through your CV," and if you are unable to do that, it demonstrates that you are unaware of how your skills and qualities are relevant to the job that you have applied for. So make sure before you attend your interview that you are able to recite your CV or your resume. That also ties in with making sure that you get to the interview venue in good time, because then you can even sit in your car or in the reception area and read through your resume interview. Number 4. Failing to research the company that you are applying to work for. Now, at some stage during the interview, the interviewer is going to say to you, "Tell me what you know about our company." This is one of the main reasons why people fail their interviews, because they cannot say what the company does, what they are about, and the different products and services they offer to their customers and their clients. So before you attend your interview, make sure you research their company, go on their social media platforms, go on their websites, find out what they do, a little bit of history about the company, and also make sure you find out their latest news stories. Number 5. Talking negatively about your former employer, your work colleagues or your boss. So when the interviewer says to you, "Why did you leave your previous job?" or "Why do you want to leave your current job?" never talk negatively about your previous employer, your work colleagues or your boss. You should always be positive about your experiences in previous roles because, again, it says a lot about you as a person. It is very important to be positive about everybody and everything during your interview. Number 6. Failing to turn off your mobile phone before your interview commences. Now, it's really important that before the interview starts, you silence your phone and you turn off notifications on your laptop or your computer if you are undertaking the interview online, because that shows that you are fully prepared and you are focused totally on the interview. Number 7. Failing to be positive during the interview. Positivity attracts positivity. So it's very important that throughout your interview, you smile, you are pleasant, and you also demonstrate really good manners. Always be positive about everything that you talk about and demonstrate high levels of enthusiasm, if you want to pass your interview. Number 8. Failing to read the job description before you attend the interview. the interviewer is going to assess you primarily against the job description throughout the interview. So it's really important that you have an understanding of what the job description includes and how you have already demonstrated the key requirements of the role within this important document. So please make sure you get a copy of the job description before the interview starts, because this is one of the top 11 most common job interview mistakes that you should try to avoid. Number 9. Failing to give evidence of how you meet the requirements of the role during the interview. Now, the interviewer is going to ask you a series of behavioral interview questions that assess your ability to carry out the role to exacting standards. So my advice is to make sure you have previous experience of where you have worked as part of a team, you have solved difficult problems, you have worked at pace, and you have provided excellent customer service. Make sure that you provide evidence throughout the duration of your interview, and you are far more likely to be successful. Number 10. Failing to be fluent or confident in your answers during the interview. Now, understandably, you are going to be nervous during your interview, and the interviewer will take this into consideration. However, it's really important that you try to be as fluent as possible in your responses and you have confidence in your abilities to meet the job description. The way to achieve that is to make sure that you undertake a series of mock interviews before you attend the real thing. Number 11. Failing to ask smart questions at the end of the job interview. Now, once the interview comes to a close, the interviewer is going to say to you, "That's the end of the interview. Do you have any questions for us now?" Many candidates say, "No, I don't have any questions, I have answered everything during the interview." By saying that, I think you are missing a great opportunity to demonstrate that you are a smart person and you care about the future success of their organization. So here's 3 small questions to ask at the end of your interview. A. What would you need me to concentrate on within the first 30 days of starting in this role? B. What's the culture like within this organization? C. What advice would you give to the successful candidate who wants to do a really good job in this role? Now, those are 3 really small questions that you can ask at the end of your interview to impress the interviewer. So those are the top 11 most common job interview mistakes that you should try to avoid. Finally, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you hit the subscribe button right now, because I want to help you to pass your interview, and I can only do that if you are subscribed. And please make sure you hit the like button, because that motivates me to share more content for you. Thanks.